Why does suffering exist if God is supposed to be all-powerful, all-knowing, and perfectly good? This is what philosophers call the problem of evil, one of the oldest and sharpest challenges in philosophy of religion. The core idea is simple. If God is all-powerful, he could prevent evil. If God is all-good, he would want to prevent evil. And if God is all-knowing, he would know how to prevent evil. Yet evil and suffering remain. Wars, diseases, disasters, cruelty. How do we make sense of this? Philosophers break the problem into two forms, the logical problem and the evidential problem. The logical problem argues that the very existence of evil directly contradicts the existence of an all-powerful, all-good God. If such a being existed, there would be no evil. This argument pushes toward the claim that God cannot exist as traditionally defined. The evidential problem is softer, but no less troubling. It points out that while evil doesn't make God's existence impossible, the sheer amount and intensity of suffering, what seems like unnecessary or pointless pain, makes it unlikely. Think of children dying from preventable diseases, or natural disasters wiping out innocent lives. Why would a good God allow this? Religious philosophers and theologians have responded with a range of explanations, often called theodicies. One is the free will defense. It argues that God gave humans free will, and much of the evil in the world is the result of our misuse of that freedom. Without free will, we would be like programmed machines, incapable of real love or choice. But free will comes with the risk of violence, greed, and harm. Another approach is the soul-making theodicy. This view suggests suffering has a role in shaping us, building courage, empathy, resilience, and moral growth. A world without challenges or pain would not allow for the development of virtue. Then there is the appeal to mystery. Perhaps human beings simply cannot grasp God's reasons. What looks like unjust suffering to us may have a purpose hidden from our limited perspective. Finally, some thinkers distinguish between moral evil and natural evil. Moral evil comes from human actions, theft, cruelty, war. Natural evil comes from events like earthquakes, floods, or disease. Free will may explain moral evil, but natural evil remains harder to reconcile. Why would an all-powerful God design a world with such destructive forces built in? The problem of evil doesn't end in easy answers. Instead, it forces a sharp tension. Either we rethink the idea of God, or we search for explanations that preserve his existence in the face of suffering. Across centuries, from Augustine to Leibniz to modern philosophers, it remains one of the deepest puzzles of theology and philosophy.